Hey, my name's Clint. I wrench on equipment in my pole barn, so I figured I'd make a little video on how I deleted this 2021 ASV RT-50. This model came with the Kubota 1.8 liter, I think it's a D1803-T, the turbo. Tier 4 emissions. It had an EGR cooler problem. When we showed up to the auction, it would blow some coolant out of the exhaust when revving it high up, which on these machines, the emissions go off from like RPMs or temperature, stuff like that. So we went to the auction, ran it, figured it had an emissions problem, bought it, brought it back here, got into it. Let me show you here. Can I flip the camera? No, I can't flip the camera right now. But so we pulled off the EGR cooler. And when we pulled it off, there's these tubes through here. And on the back side, there was coolant. So exhaust runs through these and these top tubes here. Let me start a new video. Recapping, exhaust goes through here. Coolant flows through these tubes. And when those tubes crack inside these EGR coolers, it'll push coolant into your exhaust. So we ended up pulling that off, finding out that it was an EGR cooler. And then we looked into, well, we might as well look into trying to delete it. We delete our pickup trucks, we might as well delete our equipment. So we got into it. I did some research on it. This is a Tier 4 emission system, which should mean that you should have to tune the ECM to acknowledge that it's deleting. But when we got into this is a COVID baby, we think, 2021 COVID baby. It says it's got Tier 4 emissions system on it, but it has 0 flow sensors or any sensors in the exhaust. And then when we got into the EGR and the EGR valve, we realized there was no sensors on the EGR valve either. So did a bunch of research, called my cousin that does a lot of deleting of the equipment, and he said if there's no sensors, you shouldn't have to mess with that ECM. Even when you block this off, that EGR valve will open and close over there, but it doesn't have a flow sensor to tell it it's not getting the flow. So it's just dummied over there. We kept the EGR valve on there, and it can open and close as it pleases, but it's not getting no exhaust because those blocker plates. And then we pulled the exhaust off, and there's the honeycomb filter right here. That center part is a honeycomb filter. We pulled that out, gutted the inside of it, and then stuck it back on, started it back up. No codes. This does have an ECM. It has check engine lights on it. None of the check engine lights turned on. We ran it for a little bit. Brought it back in here, got it up to temp, ran it full RPM range, no issues. So Tier 4, if you don't have flow sensors, just check your exhaust. This works on a Kubota tractors too. Anything that runs the 1.8 liter 1803-T, the CR, so there's going to be the 1803-CR-T, that is common rail. That is going to be ECM tuning. So this is the non-common rail mechanical engine. Just give you a little rundown of how we did it. It's still in here because I think that drive motor's failing. When you turn it on, it'll drag and it'll be slow in reverse. So it's either like a drive motor on this or a spool valve in that pump. We haven't got there yet, but I just figured I'd make a quick video. I was looking up ASVs on YouTube, and like there's not a lot of guys that are like tinkering on them, showing you what's going on with them, and I just figured we found out how to delete this without a tune, so might as well share the info. Thanks for watching.